how do we do this thing? Hello, and welcome to another exciting Cooking with Unity. I'm your host, Max Moreau, and with me are Jeffrey Hawthorne and Philip Wilson.
Huh?
Huh? What? What, huh?
I'm a human.
They're both humans, evidently.
I think I am.
I might not be a human.
You're a cat.
I'm not a cat.
You're a human?
I might be a human. All right. Main screen turned on. So,
It's you.
what are we doing?
What you say?
So we did get a request for a little rundown on how our
Was it nerd?
damage stuff is going over again. I think I will
Captcha.
go ahead and run through that. Let's see what we got on our last run here. So
Captcha.
Oh, it's CAPTCHA. It's CAPTCHA.
all right,
Random letters.
we should not have watched that video before this episode.
Random task.
Random Hajil.
So we've got like numbers going. They're in world space. It's all cool. Our damage is going through a calculation here. Someone asked, sorry, I don't remember. I got a tweet just before the show, and it just said something about please go over the way the damage stuff goes. So the way our damage works right now is our player has a level, and they have attack ratings and stuff, and they have a projectile skill, and they have a weapon. And the weapon determines the min-max damage of the attack. We're doing kind of Diablo 3 style, where the weapon defines your skills, at least the base damage of your skills. We have a projectile skill, which is an example, like basic projectile skill that just spawns bullets. So what these things do is, let me go to the projectile skill here, is they get the damage amount from the weapon, and they multiply it by the skill's damage percentage, which is in the parent class skill, and then they check to see if they can shoot and shoot and stuff. And then when they spawn these projectiles, they apply this damage amount to the projectile, so that such that if we have our projectile here, prefabs, player bullet. So player bullet has a damage on trigger enter, and this gets adjusted with the damage amount, and then this hits the enemies. Currently, the enemies do not do a defense calculation to see if they absorb any of the damage, but we have the basic damage flow of the player going through.
Nice.
So, what we're going to do today is probably delve into UI stuff primarily. What I want to do is I want to get a basic list view working with some data in there for like different things. We're going to pretend it's like a weapon view in a vendor or something. This is not going to... What we make today is probably not going to be in the final version of the game in its own self-contained form. We're just going to be making the component for list views, playing around with the Unity UI system, getting things right, so that we can use these types of list views in various places. If it does appear in the game, it'll probably appear in kind of a shop view. This is just going to be like a list of items just showing out their stats and stuff. Or it'll show underneath like a player view for where you slot things in somewhere. So we'll see how this actually goes. So I'm going to... We've already got a damage canvas. I'm going to create a new... This one's a world space one, so we want a screen space canvas for our UI elements. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new UI canvas. And we're going to play around with this stuff because I don't have a huge amount of experience with this stuff, but this is how you learn sometimes. So a lot of times I will be assigned something at work and I will not know how to do it. And I will learn how to do it. So... what are we doing? Canvas. So we're going to need a panel. So we're going to create a UI panel. And so when we have a screen space canvas, it makes this gigantic thing in the world, because what ends up happening is it converts units into pixels, but it actually shows them in world space when you're seeing them in the editor. It's a little strange, but you get used to it after a little while. So this is just a background based on our panel here. Our panel has this sliced source image background that comes with Unity, and So I'm going to go ahead and leave that for right now. What we are going to do is we're going to make this... What are we going to do? We're going to do layout. So I forget how this works. I think we want... Actually, we want UI... Scroll, where is it? Image, raw image, no, maybe it's in layout.
Vertical layout group.
Well, we do want that at some point, but I was trying to just look for, hold on, scroll rect, scroll bar. Where was the scroll rect? I'll just add the scroll rect and see what that does. So content, rect transform, horizontal, vertical, movement type, elasticity. All right. So so can we give it self as the rect transform? We can. Wonder if this is going to cause us problems. Well, let's play with it and see what happens. So I'm just going to, as an experiment, create a, also going to add a layout, vertical layout group. And we're going to place some children buttons on here. I'm just going to create a UI button and put it under the panel. And then we're going to just duplicate this a couple times so we get some buttons. And right now... Padding, spacing, child alignment, upper left, child force expand. We do not want to we want to force expand the width. We do not want to force expand the height. So now we can dictate the height by how these things are set up. So let's see what we got. We're going to make so we can't some draws a vertical layout group. All right. How do we size these things then? Let's look at our panel here, what options we've got in the vertical layout group. I'm going to get rid of the animation thing because we're probably not going to be using it today. And we've got a lot of things to look at here. So, just looking at what we got. So, some values driven by vertical layout group. Force child expand width. Alright, so we may have to add another layout component here. Let's do canvas group. I don't even know what that is. Content size fitter, aspect ratio fitter, UI. Oops. What does canvas scaler do? Non-root canvases will not be scaled. Okay, so that's not helping us, and we don't need this canvas that it created here. Layout element. Is this one of them? There we go. There we go. So min height. We're going to adjust this to 50. There we go. So I'm going to copy this layout element thing, and we're going to paste on all these if we can. Is this even possible? Paste component is new. Sweet it is. Wow. Awesome. And so now I'm going to create a new button and a couple new buttons. And what we're going to do is right now, if we go into the game and we scroll, we actually have some scrolling. So it's actually working. This is obviously blocking our game view and stuff. This is not particularly useful right at the moment.
Working as intended.
Yeah, working as intended. The other problem here is, and it's not as noticeable when we're on the full screen here, but, well, we're not going to want it to scroll left and right, so we're going to want to turn that off. And then the other thing is we're not currently clipping this. It's going to be hard to tell with it being at the full screen, but if we change the panel to actually be a portion of the screen, so like if we have some padding on the right, bottom, left, and top, that might be more padding than we actually have. We don't want it to go off at the bottom of the screen. We want it to stay within its parent. Also, why is the background not rendering anymore on this thing? Interesting. Oh, it is. It's just very faint.
It's transparent.
Okay. We can adjust that here, I think. There we go. And so we additionally... So I'm actually going to make one more panel below this. We're just going to create a panel here. Actually, I'm going to create a panel above it. UI panel. So this is in the canvas. We're going to put this panel inside of it. I'm going to move the scroll rect up one level. Copy component, remove component, paste component is new. We're going to use the child as the content, if this is appropriate, maybe. And the reason we're going to do this is this now allows us to have, I'm going to remove the image from this one. No, wait, I want the image on that one. Undo. I'm going to put the padding back on this one. And then put a smaller padding into here. We're just going to go like 10, 10, 10, and 10. And then finally we're going to add a UI mask, and it should just automatically mask it for us. So now we have a scroll view. Oh, okay, that's not exactly what we wanted. So we actually do want the scroll view, scroll rect down one more level. Copy component, remove component, paste component as new, and what were we doing? Oh yeah, I was going to give it this, which it probably already had. No, that still didn't fix it.
Still not doing what we expect.
Alright, what did I do wrong here? So we're masking. Okay, so what am I doing here? Let's look at the scene, look at the buttons, look at the panel. They are all there. If we get rid of the masking, I don't think this would affect anything. I just want to see what's going on here. Having a lot of trouble with the scrolling on this. Alright. Button. So, why is it when we mask it here? Okay, so if I go to the scene when this is going, no, it looks like this panel hasn't moved.
Which is the content?
It's itself. Alright, I'm going to get rid of this parent panel and see what's going on again. Because I swear we had it working just as... Okay, it's not working anymore. This is why you use version control more often. Alright. So what did I change?
What's on the other panel?
The other panel
Anything else get
has
moved to it?
just image. So it's got...
Oh, we did change the buffer to fit the new panel.
Which buffer?
You switched it back out, so it should be 50. Or oh no, wait.
Well, because it automatically changes based on, yeah. Alright. What am I doing wrong? Anyone in the chat or anything?
Oh, let me check. There's an excellent official tutorial on scroll views and runtime generation of the list here, but it's a watch
Yeah.
thing, so that
Can't really do that in the middle of a show.
yeah,
So.
unfortunately.
So layout elements on there. We don't have a layout element on here. I moved the scroll rect up just in case that made a difference. I don't think it does. So weird. All right. All right, I'm just going to start real quick, fresh again. I'm just going to temporarily disable this one. We're going to create a new canvas. UI canvas. We're going to start it out the way that we did before. We're going to have a panel, just one. UI panel. We're going to set it up as a scroll rect. We're going to give it itself. We're going to add a UI or layout, vertical layout group. We're going to not have it affect the height. We're going to create a button, UI button. We're going to put it underneath the panel. We give it the this thing a content size fitter. That's not what I wanted. Content layout element. That's what I wanted. Min height 50. Doop 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 doop. Hit play. We scroll up. We see stuff. If we put on a mask, UI mask, and hit play, yeah, it's cutting off. All right. So let's try copy component, remove components. We're going to create, this time we're going to do the opposite. We're going to go with another panel underneath this panel. Throw the buttons on it. We're going to put the vertical layout group, remove component, or copy component, remove component, paste component as new. We hit play. We scroll up. Wait, did it cut off things? No, it looks like it's working. We put, let's put the mask on here. Did I actually even reference this panel yet? No, I didn't. What if I put this panel on here? How does it work now? Not as good. So we'll keep it the way it was. And we will try one more thing with the UI mask here. Oh yeah, this is even more unhappy than it was. Wait, what is this panel doing? Oh, this panel's terrible. Alright, copy component, paste component values. There we go. Now how does it work? It's clipping it again. Alright, well, I'm going to not worry too much about the masking stuff. We'll get that stuff figured out later.
I think we want the mask on the thing that isn't scrolling.
Okay, so like put the mask on this level. Let's just try that. UI mask. Or should it be one level higher than that even? Okay, so that's... Here, let's try it on our other canvas that we so thoughtfully did not delete.
Where's the scroll rect?
So this time I'm going to put the scroll rects here. I'll give me 1 second. I just want to try this real quick based on your theory. Haha!
Yeah,
You're right. Yay!
Nice.
The mask was moving with the...
Aha! Gotcha.
That makes sense.
All right, cool. So let's make it so that let's fix this up a little bit more. So what we're gonna do is we're going to save what we have, check it into Perforce, not Perforce, whatever we're using, source tree, GitHub, things. I didn't need text document. All right, so what are we doing? We're doing Scape.
Some Git Tree Hub Force thing.
Get Tree Hub Force. That sounds like a cool show.
Sounds like a getter.
Get Tree Hub Force.
Activate.
Form of.
Turtle.
Tortoise SVN.
Oh. Form of Tortoise SVN.
All right.
Git Tree Hub Force activate. Form of Tortoise SVN.
So now that we've got that checked in, so we got some buttons. So let's play around with
That's the use the Force Harry of the repository world.
Yeah, pretty much. SV git tree hub .exe tortoise svg. I don't know. So we got buttons. They do things. When the resolution's higher, they take up more of the screen. You get more screen real estate. That's fine.
That's a good thing.
That's actually a good thing, yeah. So, well, is it a good thing? Yeah, it's a good thing, probably. We'll find out. Wait, I'm not playing. That's the reason I can't scroll. I'm like, I can't scroll. I broke again. So let's make it so that we can't scroll left and right. That's silly. So we're going to turn off scrolling left and right. So horizontal off. We want vertical, but we also don't want it to kind of go way up and then past the buttons. So the way we can fix that is by using a content size fitter. We can use layout content size fitter, and we put the vertical fit at preferred size. What does min size do? Min size will work too. Let's just do min size. So do min size, and that didn't actually solve it. Let's try preferred size. This may not solve it either. No, naturally not. Alright. Remove component. So, elastic, unrestricted. Let's try just clamped. Let's see what we get if we just clamp the movement. Well, I think it's too clamped now. I started shooting when I hit down. That's funny. I was like, go down. I don't know why I expected that to work. Elastic again. This just works. Yeah, that works great. Okay. All right. Let's set up let's go to our notes. This looks like a job for some homework. Our notes are in Perforce, no, GitHub, Scape, documentation, notes. There we go. All right. UI, adventures in UI.
That like the spiritual successor to Adventures in Babysitting?
Yes, which was a brilliant movie from the 80s. I love that movie. Figure out how to fix the scrolling. Currently can scroll out of bounds. Thought I fixed this with content size fitter last time, but not sure. What else are we going to be doing? Just start with that. Save, because we figured out the clipping thing already. So let's look at what we can put in these little slots and stuff. So let's pretend that let's pretend this is a weapon display. I'm going to call this mock weapon inventory canvas. And we're going to take one of these buttons and kind of tweak it around. So the button is just a image and a button and a layout element. We're going to want to keep the button. The text is actually separate of the button, so we can put other things that we want here. What did we say was going to we were going to have on weapons? Did we just find that yet? So attack defense range modified by level equipment. So weapons have a base damage. They might have damage types if we ever had damage types in the game. But yeah, currently weapons only really have a base damage. So let's just make something really simple with a weapon that has a base damage. So we're gonna want a little bit of graphics in here. I would like to have an icon for the weapons. So we're going to inside of this button. I'm gonna do it inside the button. Let's just work with the text first. All right, so text. We're gonna call this sample weapon. Oops. Why is sample weapon? And we don't see it because this is the top button that's not scrolled to right now. How do we get this back so that things are... We used to have it not offset badly, but it's offset real badly now.
That's because the content fitter changed the
Top and bottom.
Aha. On here?
On the panel.
Aha, cool. All right.
Are top and bottom things that you can set the max on for button? Go to button.
Yeah.
Layout element. Yeah. So 50 changes which value?
Wait, 50 changes what? What are we talking about now? This just makes it so that these buttons don't get squished by...
Yeah, but your minimum of 50... where was that? What does that modify?
It modifies the minimum height of these buttons.
It's not in the transform somewhere?
Yeah, it
Oh,
would
there it
be
is, height.
it would be the height in this
Yeah.
case.
So what's the position Y? Is that in there also?
I don't know what some of this is being driven by the vertical layout group above, but yeah, I would imagine it only affects the height in this particular case because of the top left style. If it was centered, it would affect these two values, which would actually be labeled differently. The rect transform is kind of a complex beast.
Oh, I just mean those are the two values that are changing when you're scrolling.
Yeah. Well, those two values in this case are from the center, so this is a top and bottom value as opposed to a position Y and height value is completely different. That's the reason I said that the rect transform is kind of a complex beast, is because based on the layout information that you give it, it actually behaves very differently. Because it's all relative to your layout position. So, anyway, back to what we're doing. So, sample weapon. Why did this stop being centered when I did that? Weird.
I just meant that you could lock
Because I put
the
it
scroll area using
there,
that
didn't I?
script because it modifies the maximum of those variables. But
Yeah.
I think there's an easier way.
Yeah, I
to do
want it to actually be like if we threw in some number of weapons, it would just scroll until the last weapon. So, sample weapon. We're gonna need. So we're gonna call this. I'm gonna call this a weapon button, and we're gonna call this a name. Gonna duplicate it. I'm gonna call it damage range. Go move this up. That's not what I wanted to do. I want this to be anchored to let's try it this way. We're going to anchor name to the top. We're going to anchor this at the bottom. Set to 0, then add a little bit. This one's going to say 5 to 10 damage without an enter at the end. We're going to move the name down, up and then back down. Alright, 7 weapon 5 to 10 damage. I'd like to get it so that we have a icon as well. So right now the icon for the button is already set for us, and wide is the thing. What I'm going to do is, we still want the button to be that wide, but we probably don't want it to have an image. We can do that, right? Yep, we can get rid of the image. So let's actually copy component. We're going to create a new just UI image. Throw it into weapon button. And we're going to place this at a logical location. We're going to put it left anchored. And we're going to, I'm actually going to copy this image. Copy component, paste component values. Alright. And that's looking real bad, because it has a width and a height. Okay, cool. Let's make it so the height is 50. And the width is 50. So we're going to put this somewhere over here. It'll be a little icon for a weapon or something. Do I have an icon pack? Do we have anything in here that's useful for icons? No, we don't. So, so that'll be like our weapon icon. We're going to, I'm just going to see what happens here. So if we go into the game. Okay, so it's still behaving correctly. We can click the button, it affects it goes through. We can still click through even on the image, so that's good. It still functions as a button. Kind of weird that it doesn't highlight that portion. We could probably fix that, but that's not a priority. Alright, so let's see what we got. Save scene, save project. Commit UI play around. Or playground, whatever.
UI playground.
So
Makes sense.
yes. So I'm just going to let's alright, so now that we've got all this stuff going kind of as a very basic way, I'm going to create a prefab of this weapon button. And I want to create something that that creates just a random list of weapons for us, just to test this thing out a little bit better and in a kind of slightly more real scenario. This is far from being attached to our game yet, but we need to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So so what I'm going to do is we're going to just so actually I'm going to change this slightly. So we currently have the name and the image and the damage range. Damage range probably should be actually broken up into two things. So damage range and then damage text. And so damage text, we're just going to call it damage. And damage range, we're just going to have the range. No, this is going to cause more trouble than it's worth. Okay, I'm not going to do that. Alright, so we're going to make a little test script thing for populating a list with weapon buttons. We're going to default this list to having nothing in it. I'm just going to temporarily delete this stuff. And so if we were to throw damage range, where did I put that damage range? Or weapon button, there it is. So if we threw a weapon button on this panel, it works. Okay, cool. So
Yay.
let's create a script. Create C# script. Generate mock weapons. We're going to quit Better Snap Tool. So this one we will be using Unity Engine UI. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to do public float min damage, public float max damage, public string word list, and our public string array word list. And what we're going to do is just roll some things in public int amount. As I said, very basic. We just want to play around with this. This is the type of thing that we're going to be doing when we generate weapons, but this is a very simplified example just to play around with the UI and actually play around with the concept of generating random weapons. So, generate mock weapons. So all we're going to do is in start, we're going to do all the work. So we're going to need private text. Yeah, we're going to have to get that after we... So wait, what's the best way we can do this? So
We also need the prefab for the button.
yeah. So we need the prefab for the button. Yeah, alright. So public game object button prefab. Okay, let's just play with this. So what we're going to do is for int I equals 0, I is less than mount I++, instantiate button prefab. Let's see. I guess it doesn't matter where we put it, so we'll just do vector 3.0 and quaternion.identity. We're going to instantiate as game object. We're going to store this game object in a reference, so game object instance equals instantiate that. We set instance.parent.transform.parent to ourselves because we're going to assume that this is going to be attached to our panel here that's going to be holding the buttons. We're going to need to get 3 different text components. So
2 text components, name and damage.
oh yeah, 2 text components, yeah. And we're not going to worry about the image just yet. So get what's the best way we could do? All right, so we're just going to do for each text in text
text
in get components. An instance dot get components in children text. If text dot name equals name. Else if text dot name equals. We could have just done else, but I'm just going to do it. Damage range. So in the case of name, we're going to generate a fake name using our word list. We're just going to, I'm just going to do something really dumb. We're just going to pick 3 random words and then put them together. So actually, let's do this. Public int max words equals 3. And amount, let's make it the default value of 10, and min damage, let's make the default value 1, and max damage, let's make the default value 10. And word lists, we're not going to have a default value, but I'm going to put it up higher. So if the text equals name,
maybe we should do like prefixes and suffixes or something for the names.
yeah, we will eventually. I just want to get something going. So
You can do it.
we will just do int num equals random dot range. Min is 1 and max is max words.
Max words.
For int. Wait, are we already in an int? Okay, no, we are already in. Okay, so int j equals 0. J is less than num j plus plus. Text dot name. Actually, let's do string final name equals final name plus equals random dot word list random dot range 0 word list dot count dot length. Always use the wrong one of those. Plus, and then we'll put plus a space. Well, actually, no. Yeah. We'll have a trailing space. I don't care. Not right now. Save. And then if damage range, then I'm going to just do public string damage suffix equals damage. Save. Text dot oh yeah, we didn't actually use the file name here, so text dot text equals final name. And finally, we're going to go to here, which is just going to be a just going to go ahead and do this again and construct it. So string file name. Yeah, I'm just going to do this as one liner. Equals random dot range min damage max damage. Oh, this is not going to be good because we've got a we really need a min damage and a min max damage and a max min damage and a min max.
We could do
It's temporary.
We
It's
could
temporary.
do 1 to min damage and then min damage to max damage.
Okay, sounds good. Equals
min damage and a max
one
min damage.
Dash 1,
No,
2.
I meant the random range for the min damage. Make it 1 to min damage.
Oh.
And make min damage like 5, and then max
Oh,
damage
gotcha.
would be
Min damage.
min damage to max damage. So you could have a weapon that was
Plus.
min damage to min damage.
Hyphen plus. I like that. Max damage, and this will be min damage to max damage, right?
Yeah.
Min damage, yeah, I like that. And then plus damage suffix. And then text.text equals file name.
And we need to change min damage from 1 to something else.
Oh,
Or
it
I
could
guess
be
we
1.
could leave it as...
It's fine. We might change it in our test here. All right, so if we throw this onto our... What are we doing? Generate mock weapons. We're going to throw this onto our panel. And we're going to hit play and see what happens. All right, the variable button prefab. Yeah, we didn't do too well here, did we? So the weapon button goes into here. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some words in the word list. So let's just do 10 legendary, super, ultra,
Mega
thing,
Masher.
masher,
Oh.
eater, dongle,
Dongle. Do mega.
mega,
Bitwise.
bitwise. There's gonna be some really good ones when we actually start getting into this. This is gonna be good.
Bitwise dongle masher.
Abstract.
Oh, abstracts.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna hit play
Bitwise
now.
dongle masher.
Dongle,
Mega!
bitwise, a masher, a mega, an abstract super, a dongle, a thing eater, a legendary, an ultra, a bitwise masher, and a mega ultra.
Oh, I like the mega ultra.
And I love the damage ranges. We evidently used floats because it's like, yeah. All right, let's change those to not floats. Let's make these ints.
Mega ultra. That's the best.
Dongle thing, a dongle. A bitwise legendary.
Legendary.
And just a regular legendary. They both do the same damage. But
Eater abstract.
Eater
That's
abstract, yes. All right.
A mega.
Let's make it
mega
so that the min
legendary.
damage actually flicks.
Mega legendary.
Mega legendary thing.
Let's make 100 of them.
What about a mega legendary dongle?
Super legendary masher.
Let's see, what are the stronger ones? Mega legendary is pretty good. Bitwise ultra is pretty good.
Ooh, there you go. Masher eater.
Masher. Masher eater was
It's a
pretty
double,
high.
double masher.
8 to 93. There's a
2 to 92. Got a lot
wait,
of
there
them.
was a 4 to 8, I think. No, wait, it couldn't have been 4 to 8.
So I said 3 as the max words, but I haven't seen any of them actually show 3 words. So I probably... Oh, I know what I did wrong. Yeah. So classic mistake. So we need to... When you do random.range, it doesn't include the upper bound, so we need to add +1 to it. Save. Now we'll actually have three word solutions. Mega dongle bitwise. Masher abstract.
Mega.
Bitwise Mega Eater. An abstract legendary and an abstract super.
It's just a concept.
I like
really.
the concept of the abstract. We can make it like if ethereal weapons and stuff. Like you can't actually like do something with them
I just
because
want to
they're
add
abstract.
more to the word list.
All right, let's do it.
Override.
All right, let's just do it.
Yep. I
Void.
Like this.
Void, override,
Ninja.
hacks,
Samurai.
samurai. Why
What
not?
was that like? That sounded like George Takei saying samurai almost.
Oh my. Pirate.
Pirate.
If you have ninja and samurai, you gotta
Well,
have
pirates is
pirate.
even actually appropriate too. So, Shifted.
Did you do secured?
Encrypted.
Oh, I like that.
Virtual.
Secured.
Secure. We should have some bad things in here too, like Inheritor.
Sadness. Just sadness. Just the concept of sadness.
Well, consider we're not
mega
doing
sadness.
anything with these.
Mega sadness. It's the best.
Let's see. Prawn. Buggy. I like that. I like that.
Buggy. Just do a big set
modulated.
Of working as intended.
Working.
No, just that whole phrase.
Intended.
We should end this for now and check the comments, because 5 minutes from now, there's going to be a bunch of great names.
Oh, good point. Yes.
There's
all right.
nothing yet.
So yes, give us some great names. That's a good point. I really shouldn't have this be 1,000 long. Let's make it. How many did we actually do? 25. Let's just do 25 for right now. 25. All right. Play. Masher Virtual Void.
Ultra Void Prawn.
Inheritor thing.
Wait, inheritor thing. It inherits from an inheritor?
Modulated.
Dongle encrypted prawn.
Working as intended prawn. Samurai shifted. Samurai modulated override. Shifted sadness. This is way more entertaining than it has any right to be.
I like how there's
wow. I'm running out of battery right now, guys.
I like how there's one
Oh,
just
holy
called...
crap.
Like, how we're fine,
No,
I
we'll
guess.
be okay.
I like how there's
Okay.
one that's just called Thing.
Yes.
Encrypted Sadness Super.
Bitwise Inheritor. Shifted Mega.
Sadness Modulated. Sadness Ninja.
Wait, is that...
Hacks Pirate.
Hacks Pirate.
Right next to Sadness Ninja.
Hacks Pirate? Was that really a
Yes,
thing?
Hacks
Hacks
Pirate
Pirate
and
and
Sadness
Sadness
Ninja.
Hacks! Hacks!
Hacks! Right. Modulated Sadness. Prawn Dongle Masher. Secure Ninja Mega. Prawn
Buggy
Override
Super
Void.
Hacks.
Buggy Super Hacks. Virtual Eater Dongle Masher. Modulated Virtual Encrypted Shifted. That sounds like what we did for our high score system at one point. Modulated Dongle. Encrypted Ultra. Prawn Thing. I like it when it's just one word. Just Buggy. It's just Buggy. Or it's a Buggy. I don't know.
There's a lot of things.
Yeah. Working as intended, shifted Buggy.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, it's working as intended, but it's shifty and it's buggy.
There's a Void Masher Legendary. That sounds pretty good.
Working as intended masher. I like working as intended for some reason. Oh, here we go. We got some.
Okay.
There's got null, of course, which
Null,
we didn't
all right.
think of.
I'm going to set this up to 50, and we're going to go null.
I like that everything says working as intended right now. Virus.
Virus.
Protected. Didn't we already have protected?
I'm putting parallax in
Binary.
there. Binary.
Chicken was
Hex.
another one. Hex is another one on here.
Chicken.
That's what I have so far.
All right.
I'm still happy with Mega Ultra, to be completely honest with you.
Droopy.
Kilo. Droopy.
Bite.
Bite. Double word. I don't know why. Bit banger. MIDI. Port.
Hub.
Hub. Float.
Float. Int.
Const.
Yeah, why not?
Double.
Double.
Oh, you already got double word.
Actually, call it constant because it'll fit with something.
Yeah. Constant. Uniform. Atomic.
Destroyer. Collider.
Trigger. Hitbox. Hit scan. And any more? Freemium?
Freemium. That's a good
Freemium.
one. Freemium is good.
Any other
Pay
ones?
to win. Just put pay to
Pay to
win in
win.
there. That's for me.
Reference.
Pay to win.
Firewall.
Pay to beta. Firewall. 50.
I'm sure we'll get more of them.
Firewall.
Pointer. Reference. Skewer.
Pointer reference. Sharp. Dull. What did you say? Skew? SKU? Is that what you meant, or did you say that, or did you mean skew? Or did you say
Who
that?
cares? I said
Skew.
something like that.
All right.
I think I said skewer. Skewer, like
Ah.
poker.
Skewer.
I was actually heading toward
Working as intended. I'm not the only one who thinks it's funny. Yay!
By design.
Just GameStop. No. I don't want to give them any publicity.
Halt.
catch.
Catch fire. What is that? What we're doing?
Catch.
Try.
Oh,
try.
try and a catch.
fire.
Catch. Halt. Try. Catch.
Pixel.
Ignore.
Pixel.
Abort.
Oh, man.
Pixel.
Interrupt.
Voxel. Interrupt.
Corrupt.
Corrupt.
Out of order. I'm just getting more of them all the time.
Order. Lilo.
Game object.
Game object.
Superhuman.
Rigid body.
Yeah.
Superhuman.
Yeah, superhuman. Collider. I like Collider.
Collider's in there.
Oh, we have that already?
I think so. Yep, Collider's in there.
What about
FIFO.
transform?
Transform.
There's
Quaternion.
someone says Cyber Squad.
Vector.
I don't know what that means. Why Cyber Squad all put together?
Cyber Squad.
No,
Why not?
but spelt with an S.
Whoa. Okay.
This is like half the video is just all
Yeah.
these names going into the.
All right. We're gonna close it. We're closing it. I'm sorry for folks that are chiming in at the end. We may add them later. We'll find out. Cyber Squad. All right. Let's see how it does. Let's see what we get. And actually, let's make it so that we can have a max words of 4.
Oh,
Play.
snap.
Bitwise freemium, by design hacks, int vector sharp.
Dongle working as intended, working as intended reference.
Binary, trigger encrypted,
Actually,
ignore,
no,
pay to
go
beta
back.
pixel.
Go back up there. So that dongle working as intended reference is actually showing us a slight bug.
yeah, it's definitely showing us a bug. Well, it's...
No, it's working as intended.
I fixed the bug.
Working as intended.
See, working as intended.
Can't you read? It's
Pay
right in the
to, what
name
is that?
twice.
Pay to beta?
Pay to beta pixel thing, working as intended, null try pirate, hex byte MIDI virtual, samurai,
Buggy
skew, binary skew, hitbox interrupt, prawn hex, Lilo rigid body, pay to beta secure reference, working as intended uniform, secure, kilo void uniform, binary voxel, quaternion kilo protected, byte voxel pay to beta, Mega FIFO.
Catch, mash, or float.
Dongle
Catch,
Super
mash, or
Transform. Dongle Super Transform.
Atomic Ninja Secure Port. Wow. That actually sounded right.
That's kind of cool.
Hex Constant. Modulated. Collider. By design, ignore.
By design, just ignore that virus.
Inheritor abort. Super encrypted by design. Ninja Hex Masher Secure. Abort sharp port void.
Wow.
Catch protected hacks by design. Halt pirate.
Halt, pirate.
Sadness dull Lilo abort. Corrupt hitbox MIDI. Virtual modulated. Skew virus. Atomic Cyber Squad Atomic Shifted.
That's double atomic.
Binary Parallax. Virus Legendary Bite.
Hacks voxel virtual interrupt.
Ultra
working as intended. Mega secure void. These are amazing.
It just keeps going. It's just amazing. All right.
That is amazing.
Pirate float modulated thing. All right. Anyway.
That working as intended. Wait, what was it? Working as intended, ignore virus?
Yes, that was definitely my favorite.
Working as intended. Ignore this virus.
All right.
It's working as intended.
Commit working as intended.
Ignore
virus.
That's the commit.
So, how do we do this? Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Hopefully you guys had a good time. I know that we did. Thank you for your suggestions on names to throw into our mock random name generator thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And yeah, you guys have a great one. If you have any questions, please email me, pushypixels@pushypixels.com. You can also tweet me at Drakfire. That's DRAKFYRE. Please ask me questions if you have questions. And please buy Phil's game, Robot Alone.
Yeah, buy my game. You can do it. It's $1. It's for the iOS stuff.
Gotta hurry up. I'm running out of battery.
I got scared. Follow me on Twitter, Magmalemur, @Magmalemur. A little @ with the Magmalemur. And you know what you should do? More than following me on Twitter, more than buying my game, and all that nonsense. Donate to Cooking with Unity. Patreon.com/CookingWithUnity. Donate.
Really appreciate your support, seriously. And
Donate. I'm pointing.
You're pointing at me?
I don't know. You fellows donate.
That sounded really... Oh, God!
Ah!
Running out of reserve battery power.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. You guys have a great one. And I'll see you tomorrow. And we'll all try to catch you on Thursday for more Scape.
On the flip side.
Have a good night, everyone.